Chronicles of Riddick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very open kind of... It's a closed environment, but it's an open world kind of shooter. There probably would have been melee options in it, too. I mean, it probably would have... I mean, we shouldn't talk about it like it's dead. I mean, we don't know if it's dead yet. It probably is, at least for the time being.
I'm calling it dead.
I'm going to say...
it's dead. I'm saying we'll never see it.
I'm going to be non-committal, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I am
Way
sad
to take
that...
a stand.
Yeah, I know. Not going to take a stand on something I don't care that much about. Come on. But yeah, moving on... There was sort of the biggest news of the last week or so is not God of War 4, but God of War Ascension was announced. The new God of War game for PS3.
What the hell is this?
It's I think what they're basically doing is trying to make a prequel trilogy, a la Star Wars, because this is apparently like a prequel, and I think in the God of War chronology, it takes place before the PSP prequels. So I'm not totally sure. We know it is a prequel, but this got announced back what day was that? It was announced on Thursday, if I recall, officially. And we get a trailer that is just another really cool stylized cinematic trailer full of blood and all that.
Was there a trailer? I couldn't find one online.
It's just teaser. It's just the woman who narrates every God of War game talking about how this is the beginning of Kratos' story, and I don't know, it kind of...
Oh, fucking prequel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a prequel. It's just... Yeah, I really don't care in terms of the story at this point. And what kind of worries me is... I know that this is always kind of what's said in press releases these days, but apparently it's the most quote-unquote ambitious God of War game in the series so far. And what worries me about that is that they're going to try to change the mechanics, which I guess is fine in the sense that they're trying new things, but I don't like the idea of them trying to move beyond the idea of epic set-piece battles with fixed camera angles. That's what I like about the game, because it really is... That's what gives it such a solid gameplay. We don't need a God of War version of The Force Unleashed. I mean...
Yeah, I have torn feelings about God of War in general, just because it really kind of brought I'd say the QTE to the forefront.
But they did it well. They did it well, though.
Yeah, but they were the only studio that did it right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, and that's fine. I think that they can rest on their laurels that way, but I don't think there's going to be necessarily anything ambitious about this. I mean, I call bullshit on that whenever I hear that anyway, because why mess with the formula too much when it's already established?
Well, I don't know. You might have something kind of cool there. I got to fast forward this video. I did a terrible job at choosing videos today, Alex von Sternberg.
Yeah. Pixelapocalypse.com.
Yeah, number one, I don't have the teaser for God of War Ascension. Number two, I'm running a whole bunch of video for God of War 3 because I didn't have a teaser trailer. and it's got an intro for the E3 segment from last year on the front of it. I'm an ass.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I totally see what you're saying about having mixed feelings about God of War. I really have mixed feelings because I played all three games back to back for the first time semi-recently. Because I picked up the collection for PS3, which is fantastic, by the way, for anyone who doesn't have it and doesn't have a backward compatible PS3. It's worth it. It's so good.
Now, is this Sony Santa Monica?
Yeah, Sony Santa Monica. It's not David Jaffe. It's some guy named Todd.
No, he's easily played.
Yeah, exactly. But Todd Pappy is the game director. I've never heard of him before. But and I don't think the game's gonna suck. I mean, obviously there's no way to know. But I guess what I'm saying is I am in no way, shape, or form that excited about this. So I'm curious, is what I am at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious. Because God of War 3, you still had some, I'd say, leftover eat, sleep, play in there.
Yeah.
But you could tell that there was kind of something missing. I mean, graphically, it was outstanding.
Well, and the opening sequence, climbing Mount Olympus, is seriously one of the best sequences I've ever played. It's so good, so fun, so epic, so amazing. I mean...
Yeah, but did you find that the game, as it went on, kind of slowed down?
It dragged like crazy. Yeah. Oh, man.
And it just felt like rinse and repeat, which is... I don't know why that, because Eat Sleep Play was a lot of rinse and repeat, or version of God of War was Eat Sleep, or was rinse and repeat as
so
well.
Mixed up.
Yeah, I'm so befuddled.
Yeah.
But for some reason it worked. And in God of War 3, as the game went on, it just lost steam. And I don't know why that is.
I just don't... I think you can accept or put up with the idea of doing the same thing twice. But 3 times it just starts to... It really starts to register that they didn't seem like they were really trying with making things different.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a test.
Yeah.
Because this next God of War game will pretty much decide whether this franchise lives on or if this is the last game we see.
This is just I just hope... I'm just glad... Okay, let me put it this way. I'm really glad that it's not announced as the first part of a new trilogy. Halo.
Halo. That looks so good, though.
It does.
Did you see the screenshots for Halo?
I didn't see the screenshots, but I mean, it's Halo, and I like Halo. It's just, but...
Uh-oh. Alex von Sternberg's gone. What a douche. You get back online right now. What a dick. He's rocking wireless, everybody.
No, I'm not.
What happened?
Am I still here?
Yes, you're here.
What the hell? I don't know what that was. I just cut out. But I'm coming through now?
Yeah, you're fine. Continue your thought.
My thought was just that I kind of look at God of War the same way I look at Halo. Like, I don't really take it seriously in terms of, like, a medium for storytelling, for a good story. Not that those stories are bad. They're totally entertaining and fun, but it's really all about the gameplay for those games. So, I mean, with that in mind, I could probably anticipate enjoying God of War Ascension and Halo 4, obviously.
But you know what gets me? You have people, and they'll sit there and say, "You play Halo for the story? What's wrong with you?" And they're insulting you by saying that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I don't know why. I swear to God, I have no idea why I find Halo's story enjoyable.
There's a good lore, is what it is, I think.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I've definitely taken to that series, and a lot of people have, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That just the story surrounding Master Chief and Cortana, and you've got the Monks soundtrack, and I don't know. There's something about it.
It's mysterious. That's what's cool about it.
Whenever I see a Halo 4 teaser or new screenshots or whatever, I just get amped up. It's the same with Halo 3. It's the same with ODST. I don't know why. It's just weird how some games kind of just resonate with the audience and other games don't. And God of War, I think, is right on the cusp of that.
Yeah,
it's a huge hit. It's been a huge franchise, but it could go away.
I think that the gameplay of God of War, though, regardless of who you talk to, will always outweigh the story. I like the story of God of War. It's really enjoyable. It feels like old school, like 80s action films like Conan the Barbarian, just way over the top and not meant to be taken too seriously, but seriously enough to be enjoyable. And I don't know. I mean, speaking of story, I kind of was hoping that they would do something really clever, and then I would be okay with them starting a new trilogy if they did something like this, like bringing him into a more modern pantheon, like he suddenly battles all the Roman gods, or all the Hindu gods. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, if they could have done some much more creative stuff with the setting, instead of just going back and doing a prequel.
Right.
Like, the prequel, the fact that it's a prequel just makes me cringe, really.
I fucking hate prequels, dude. I really do.
George Lucas ruined them. We created them and ruined them.
Yeah, it's going back is never what the audience wants.
Yeah.
We always want to move forward. I mean, to pull off a prequel, you have to do it really, really well.
Yeah.
What was that? God, I can't remember the name now. That Halo RTS game.
Oh, Halo Wars.
Yeah, Halo Wars. Because that took place before the original Halo. I thought that was done very well.
Well, so did Reach.
The story.
Reach did a good job too, I've been told. As a prequel.
It was okay.
Okay. Not as good as Wars, though.
No, not as good as Wars, but it ended well.
Okay.
I thought Halo Reach started slow, picked up, and then ended on a high note. Still, I would have rather seen Halo 4. I would have rather been playing as Master Chief. I hate prequels. I hate going back over shit we either have already touched on or already know, or it's not furthering the story any. It's going back. It's just bothersome, and George Lucas needs to be kicked in his chops just for introducing the world to the word prequel.
Kicked in that goiter he calls a neck.
Oh God, I'm opening. You know what? I'm opening up a clinic. It's going to be called smack the motherfucking taste out of your mouth clinic. And anybody who decides they want to, in Hollywood, decides they want to do a prequel, they're going to get checked in immediately. And the first 50 customers get a little extra stank on it.
Like they force a person giving the smacking to have shoved their hand up their own ass or something after eating Chipotle.
No, that's not what that means. Never mind. Never mind. You ain't down with the words on the street, Alex von Sternberg.
No, so I thought I was very down with the words on the street, homie.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Go. Come on.
Well, next story was sort of, well, it kind of was a combination here because I'm sure people heard about there was a rumor going around, and it was actually kind of delivered as a fact, even more than a rumor, that Gabe Newell and Valve was meeting with Apple, specifically with Apple's CEO Tim Cook.
Burp of the show.
Burp of the show, yes, right in the middle of that, especially when talking about
Thank
Gabe
you.
Newell. Doing it again.
Proceed.
But yeah, Gabe Newell though then announced via Kotaku, I think he was interviewed. He said that we never met with Tim Cook, and he goes on to compliment the guy, of course, and give him a little reach around there just for politeness sake, and that's good. But they never met. But there was a lot of speculation that it was Valve and Apple meeting to talk about, well, entering the console race, because we were talking about how Valve might be doing the same thing, and it would make sense it would meet with Apple for that. But
Newell said it himself. He said if they were going to go into the hardware business, they would rather partner up with somebody who knows how to manufacture hardware.
Exactly. So people jumped on this rumor, even though it was just completely fabricated. I suppose Gabe Newell could be lying, and they might have met, but he claimed very matter-of-factly that they never met.
I don't know, man.
And anybody with Apple that day. So, and he actually said, "I wish we were." So it's not that he's saying that you're full of shit.
Oh, okay.
We would never do that. He said, "I wish we were." So it's kind of like, I think the way he put it is just basically saying, "Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea, but it never happened." So it doesn't.
Maybe this rumor will actually jumpstart the process.
Maybe
because it doesn't seem like the smartest thing either company could possibly do, especially since Apple has been wanting to get into the console wars forever.
Yeah, and now is probably the best time to do it. But I don't know. At the same time, I feel like I don't like. I'm not an Apple hater. I should probably preface this, but I just don't like the rigidity in which they deliver products, and I think that doesn't mesh that well with games, really.
Well,
I feel
it
like
definitely doesn't mesh that well with Steam.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's what I'm assuming this would be. Apple would be producing Steam-powered consoles.
And see,
if this actual meeting took place and if they actually were talking about this.
Yeah, they would produce the actual hardware. And if that's all they produce, actually the manufacturing of the hardware, I could live with that. As long as they had nothing to do with the software end, Yeah,
if I wouldn't buy one unless Apple was completely hands off the software side of things.
Yeah, and if Valve, regardless of how Valve does it, I mean, they would probably have the most user-friendly console on the market, and people would flock to it. People who still wanted to play games. I mean,
absolutely.
We've talked each other's ears off about this on the show, about how it would really be great to have a Valve console, but or a Steam power console.
Be about the games again, not about your online service, or not about your fucking Netflix, or not about your goddamn community groups,
or not about your
50 friends list,
not about your
achievements,
your 56K modems, not about your AOL instant messengers. I think I'm a little behind on the times, but you get my point.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sorry, 14.4 modems. That's really what I'm talking about. Remember those?
I think the lowest I've ever owned was a 28K.
Yeah, I had 56 actually was the lowest I had. So yeah.
Yeah, but oh man, that's why this is such a great idea. Not only, and they would take over the world. They would take over the world. It would be Gabe Newell sitting on his throne with a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken in one hand, an iPad in the other, and he would be playing goddamn Half-Life 3 in RL with little freaking Asian boys in his backyard.
And beautiful women fanning him and feeding him grapes.
That's right.
Exactly. And he deserves it. He deserves it. Yeah. I mean, he deserves any accolades.
Everybody at Apple would be selling their stock and being millionaires, just like the employees of Facebook, and it would be utopia. It'd be a utopian union of sorts.
I can't wait for this to actually happen, and then it just get perverted almost instantly by like some outside source. Who knows how, but it does.
Yeah. Well,